Alright guys, bringing you episode 3 of Maxwell's Lost and Found. Guys, if you've never watched this before, basically what I do is, I find a game that's kind of been forgotten about, or never got the attention it deserved in the first place. Like the first week I did Homefront, the second week I did Far Cry 2, and this week we're doing Red Dead Redemption. Now guys, basically, I love Red Dead Redemption, always have. I remember when this was first coming out, I think it was like April 2010 it came out, or May, I think it was April, and I remember being so excited about this. There was no other games on the Xbox, there's Call of Duty, whatever, but it's not as good. There was no other good games on the Xbox that I knew of, like Red Dead Redemption, you know, Cowboys sort of times, Western America, whatever you call it, and I was super excited for it. Plus it was made by Rockstar, and I'm a huge fan of the GTA series. This is going to be like the Wild Wild West GTA, you know, and actually it turned out to be, it was like that. So I had high hopes to this game, and I have to say, like, I was not disappointed when this game came out. I remember when it came out for the Americans 3 days earlier, I was absolutely raging. I was sitting there, like, listening to my American friends play it, absolutely raging. But, so we'll start with the single player, guys. The single player was brilliant. So fun. The story was really good. Like, I was really impressed with the story, especially the ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the ending of that story was really good. I loved the ending. The origin story was brilliant. The single player campaign, not even the single player gameplay, although it was very similar to the multiplayer. That had a couple of extras. Like they had a, what do you call it? Is it a lassie? What do you call that rope thing you throw on the cows and stuff? You used to have that in single player and you didn't have it in multiplayer, which I kind of wish they did. I don't know why they didn't put it in multiplayer, because that would have been awesome. But it was so fun, you know, just to, like, throw this rope at people, tie them up, stick them on the back of your horse, or just, like, drag them along the floor behind your horse. And I really loved the lassie. Thought it was really fun. There was one thing in single player that you could do, you couldn't do in multiplayer, and you had to, like, you could go out and tame horses. And, you know, there was wild horses running around, which I don't think there was in multiplayer. I'm not entirely sure. And I was terrible at it. I could not tame horses. But, you know, guys, single player, really good. Really impressed with the single player. Now, the multiplayer, on the other hand, right, the first 2 weeks of this game were brilliant. I had so much fun. But the problem with the multiplayer was, well, it had a shelf life. You can't play it like Call of Duty, basically. I mean, Red Dead Redemption, like GTA, is still something, even though they had a shelf life, sort of, I'll explain that in a second. You can still go on there like I went on today and had a great time. But what I mean by it has a shelf life is, you can't play it like Call of Duty. We were playing it like we played Call of Duty at the time. We were playing it every day for 2 weeks. And it got to the stage where, like, there was no more gang hideouts to explore. You know, we'd already done them 100 times, and you know, we'd already done like the TDM and stuff 100 times because there's only so many maps, and it just kind of got a bit boring, which was a shame because it's such a good game. One thing that I did really like about multiplayer there was there was a big range of mounts. Like, you started off with this terrible donkey, and then you moved on to this anorexic horse, and then you had a few good horses for a while, and then you moved on to like buffaloes and stuff, and at the very end you got like a zebra donkey. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm gonna admit it, guys, I'm gonna admit it, I actually hacked the game so I would get all mounts. And let me explain why before you start going, Maxwell, you're a hacker, you shouldn't be allowed on the games. But I'll tell you now, I don't have the hacked account anymore. But basically, when I was getting bored of it, and when people were getting bored of it, you had to put a lot of time into the game to even get anywhere near the donkey, the zebra donkey, right? Or even to the buffalo. So I'd played this game 2 weeks straight, and I was still on the horses. And I knew that I wasn't going to play this long enough, or enough to get to the good mounts. So most people on the game went and hacked it, and so they would have all the good guns, all the good mounts. And that's what I did, and it was fun. But I've been punished for it already, guys. You don't need to slate me for it, because Red Dead Redemption, they said they're going to ban all the hackers from online, and they'll give them like a week to delete their hacked accounts. So I went and deleted my account. So now when I go on Red Dead Redemption, I'm stuck with the anorexic horse of the donkey, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm never going to get back to working at where I was. So it was a shame. I shouldn't have hacked it. I regret doing it. You know, I was at one of the highest horses, so I had a really good horse, had a really good character. So that was a shame I did that. Other things with multiplayer, guys, there was, well, I actually did this in a St. Anna's open lobby back in April 2010. Oh, well, maybe it was later than April, but what you used to be able to do, you used to go to this bridge, and it was a railway bridge, and you used to have fist fights at it, and it was so fun. Like, it was things like that in Red Dead Redemption that really made the game, rather than like the gang fights and like killing each other's horses, and just things like that. And you'll see on screen now, actually, the fist fight that I'm talking about. You have to knock him off, and it was actually quite difficult, but really fun. Things like that, and the glitches. There used to be loads of glitches in the game, which I quite like about Rockstar games. They tend to be glitchy, but I like it. You can have some fun with them. So let's move on to the graphics, guys. You know, the video you're watching now speaks for itself. The graphics in this game were amazing, even for today's standards. So before we end this, guys, a couple of things I want to mention. The multiplayer, as I said, had longevity to it. What else could you add? I don't know what else they could add to that multiplayer to make it more, make it the fun last more. I don't really know what they could do. But what I am going to talk about quick briefly is I hope they get Red Dead Redemption 2 in the next gen console. That would be amazing. The only other game that I've ever had like Red Dead Redemption that I've really enjoyed was Gun on PS2. Did any of you guys play Gun on PS2? Really good game. Very much like Red Dead Redemption. Obviously not as big a map and stuff. But that was a really good game. And I would love to see Red Dead Redemption 2 on the next gen console with like a 10 times bigger map, like loads more features. That would just be amazing, amazing graphics. We'll see what the next gen console has to offer. Oh, one other thing you used to be able to do was you used to be able to go hunting. Hunting was really fun. There used to be cougars and bears and wolves and stuff. That was really fun. I used to love hunting. But anyway, guys, this has been my opinion on Red Dead Redemption. A bit of a nostalgia little talk there. If any of you guys don't have Red Dead Redemption or have never played Red Dead Redemption, you better pick this game up. I'm sure you can get it quite cheap now. Brilliant game, guys. And this is probably the end of the Lost and Found series. If any of you guys have any suggestions for games that I could do for to extend the series, tell me in the comments below. It's been Maxwell Lost and Found, episode 3. See you all later, guys. Alright guys, in case you missed it, I did a video, well basically an update video. I was asking you to follow me on Twitter because I'm going to be doing a little mini machinima thing probably soon. So I'll need people to be in game with me, you know, follow me on Twitter so I can tweet out when I want to do that. A few other things, very important things I want your opinions on, guys. So if you missed that video, please go check it out.